How do you wait well in today's dating scene where it's ghetto?
When I think of a waiting season, for one, I realize that it's not passive. This is an active season. This doesn't just mean that you sit still and do nothing. The waiting season for everybody is just like a winter season. Y'all follow me. Think of the winter time. In the winter time, it looks like everything's inactive. It looks like nothing's growing, nothing's blossoming. But whenever you think of what's underneath the soil, something's growing. There's a root that's growing. So when you're in your waiting season, that is a time of preparation, growth, and pruning that you are walking into. You have to be able to trust God in the process. In that waiting season, it's about trusting God and aligning yourself with God's heart, aligning yourself with God's vision and his purpose that he has for you. In a waiting season, we are building in that time. We're growing, because when God has a blessing for you in the spring, when everything that would not survive in the spring, in the wintertime starts to die off, God has a spring that is promised to you, a spring of opportunities and growth and visions and new purposes and stuff like that. So in that waiting season, you have to be patient. This is a time when you have to realize that I'm working on my coping mechanisms. I'm working on regulating my emotions. I'm working on all of the things that I have utilized in the past that will sabotage the blessing that God has for me. So I think to wait well is to trust God. I know a lot of y'all probably don't believe, and that's cool. But in that waiting season, because I've been in that waiting season before, and I'm glad that I trusted God in that waiting season, because you know what I learned in that waiting season? I was getting a lot of people boyfriend level access to me, and they were giving me introduction level commitment. In that time, I started to realize that it was some things that was not working for me. I needed validation. I needed attention. I needed my father's love. I needed those things, and my trauma was showing up. And God said, this right here has to die off. But you have to trust me, because in that waiting season is when I renew your strength. You didn't have strength before that. So in this waiting season, I'm taking that time and I'm building you and I'm molding you into this person who can sustain the blessing. So if you know God, like I've always said, if you've seen God's work before and you've seen what God has done in your life, that's all the proof of his faithfulness that you need. Yeah. So I know that in this season, although on the layer on the top, it don't look like I'm growing, but underneath that, when I tell you God is pruning me, and when I go to sleep, I'm starting to see that, you know what, Lord, I didn't realize I had that trauma. Thank you for showing me that. Because what we start to do in our waiting seasons, we realize that the doors that God closed for us was to protect us. And now we don't grieve those closed doors because we're too excited for the doors that God's going to open for us.